There's a cave here. Perfect hideout for bandits, or worse.
That's close enough. Warning me. Back off.
Get ready. Trouble ahead. Just a scratch.
River Wood is a logging town, but the island from its mine is plenty. We shouldn't leave it in the hands of bandits.
You can't win this!
Oh,
Only a
no.
fool lets
We
himself
make a good
race
team.
around.
Let's keep moving. hurt my
Never
wrist.
knew what hit them.
No way, it was that one's head.
Don't think too much about how much rock is above our heads right now.
Whoa, watch out!
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. If not, let me know. I might have it stored away. Welcome to War Maidens. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage? Good doing business with you.
Welcome to Bellathor's General Goods. Welcome indeed. Everything's for sale. Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing. Do come back.
Got a pretty good stock of potions and alchemy reagents.
Pardon me, but do I detect a case of... So you're interested in my potions and ingredients? Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
Got a pretty good stock of potions and alchemy reagents.
What are you doing? I have several elixirs for sale. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients? Good day.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this. You know, if you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
What was that?
killed you first, but so have I. This game will come down to the end, I think. What is it? Drink all you want, but don't forget to spill.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Feel free to make requests. You should think about staying the night. Corpulus keeps a clean inn.
I love how Minette pretends to know the things she doesn't, but not the things she does. Until next time.
Let me know if there's anything else you need.
So, mind if I buy you a drink?
Not if you were the last man in the Empire.
So exciting when new folk come into town. I bet you've had plenty of adventures.
Fletching suits me. It's difficult and sometimes tedious, but a well-made arrow strikes forth like the fury of a god.
I may look the part of dashing swordsman, but I prefer the art of wit to that of war.
You were there for Rodvir's execution.
Feel free to look around. We have a fine selection of herbs here at Angela's Aromat. Hello, friend. Ah, so you're an alchemist then? Always a pleasure.
Sorry, I was lost in thought. I'm planning my wedding this year. So many details to work out.
Please, take pity on an old madman.
Growing up, many of the other kids would vie for the noble's attention. They'd often do silly tasks, hoping to earn regard toward their social status.
Be quick. I have little patience for mundane concerns.
The courier must have found you.
Yes, old friend. I'm afraid it's not good news. When you broke up the binding, Ortema escaped. We've encountered some of our minions. Steer says she's still in spirit form, or we'd all be dead already. You've already done us a service in stopping the binding, but I need you to go talk to him, to see if Steer can tell us what to do next.
You've never gone hungry a day in your life, Erica.
And what would my impetuous Thane Bryling suggest instead?
He's Solitude's priest of Arcane. He's the one who figured out Potema was still around. He'll help as much as he can.
Pardon?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I imply that you'd be meeting for purposes other than court business? You must forgive me.
Hold your tongue, wizard.
Sibyl Stentor has a grasp of magical theory that I would never have expected from a human, even
Papa says I won't see Rob here anymore. But he wouldn't tell me why not.
Hey, wanna play tag?
Unless we have specific business, I'm not interested.
Please, take pity on an old madman.
When I was a young rascal, I broke a man's arm with a single punch. Of course, I had a horse. Yes?
I need to ask you to stop. Good. Glad we straightened that out.
Lisa has such a calm and soothing voice. She's like that in real life, too.
Juniper. Very
Hope you're getting along with Isran. He'd take some getting used to. You're back and alive to boot. Fantastic. I see. Clever dwarves. With a similar technique and a little tinkering, I should be able to improve the capabilities of our crossbows. I often wonder where we'd be if the Dwemer were still around. Oh well. We'll have to manage with the scraps we find. Here, let me show you how it's made. Assuming you have the smithing skills, you should be able to make this yourself at Gunmar's Forge. Either way, I'll have some for sale soon. It's sort of a random assortment of things. See anything useful? Until next time.
I knew it would come to this one day.
Gunmar.
I
Do you
knew.
think I could borrow a troll?
And no one believed.
Why?
Well, I need to do some testing on this new weapon.
Cozy little place, isn't it? What do you need? Blades? Armor? Smithing materials? Are you mad? This is fine for now, but we can't stay holed up here forever. I've learned of a possible monster, and while I do not know its exact whereabouts, I do have information suggesting someone who does. Pay a visit to the beast's last known contact. Do what you must to find where it's hiding now. Then root out the monster and destroy it. Take care of yourself. Our sense of what's right is what separates us from the vampires. Don't forget that.
Need something?
open the souls of others, so that the burden of trouble with the soul. They may live in a world where champions come as children once again. A sharp mind cuts deeper than any sword. Greetings, fair lady. Do not let me stand in the way. Pray to the stars that your mind be swift and your burdens light. But remember, the steed's blessing will only grant those attributes to the body. Just a few words for the souls in the sky that watch over Remiel. These stones are like a bridge that connects our world to theirs. Some say the doomstones like these are built from the fragments of stars, much like the Iliad stones of legend. And thus these stones, mage or steed, lover or thief, represent the very provenance of magic. But my apologies for prattling on, stranger, as I've not yet introduced myself. My name is Valgus, a healer who follows the stars. It's a noble pursuit. I'll do my best to teach you, as my father did me. It was war, my lady. Wherever there are wounded, I will be. I journeyed to the various military camps across Skyrim to offer my assistance. Us and Sindas, however. You can find me at the Temple of Kinnereth. I offer what I have learned of my travels to the Temple Healers, so that they may spread the knowledge to others. They say a restoration mage can save more lives by teaching the principles of his craft, rather than practicing them. I aim to do both. Ulfric suffers from the same disease that afflicts all men of power. Ambition, greed. In the end, it drove him to murder. Not just of King Tor, but all the soldiers, families, and victims of his tyranny. As such, I seek to heal the wounded, regardless of what colors they wear. Yes, I do. If I can save but one life, is that not worth the effort? Well, magical talent runs through my family, but I was intent on becoming a soldier. Thankfully, my father was the type to encourage his sons to pursue their goals, even if he quietly disapproved of the pursuit. No. He was proud of me, but not my vocation. I never realized this until after the war, when I asked him about restoration. That's when I saw his eyes light up for the first time. The old man had no idea what he was in for. I consumed book after book, tome after tome. I outlasted the oil in the lamps, and the wax in the candles. My father wondered if he should have taught me alteration instead. At least then, I could read by mage light. Not many, I'm afraid. When I'm not visiting the camps, I spend most of my time reading. Back in my soldier days, though, I did enjoy a brawl every now and then. If only all wars could be settled with sport. On occasion, the warrior is an important constellation. Athletics, competition. All of this is vital to developing the next generation. Matches allow us to cultivate that spirit without resorting to lethal violence. You fight hard and fight clean, and when it's over, you embrace your opponent as an equal. was born in Skingrad, milady, near the southern border of Cyrodiil. You speak the truth. All my life I've been surrounded by death. Your passion is misguided. War and death are not acts of virtue. When I was young, my father told me to kill a man is an easy thing. And during those times it came easy for most. But to heal a man, that was difficult. And that was something all good men should strive for. Sadly, I did not discover the truth of his words until I was stricken by tragedy. Such are the stumbles of youth. We do not heed sage advice, but rather, we allow our mistakes to confirm his wisdom. In times of war, we must realize there are only two ways to avoid such things. Cowardice or stealth. My wife was not a coward. She was never one for the darkness. Her light shone too brightly. But don't feel sorry for me, my lady. It happened over 30 years ago. More time has passed since her death than she spent among the living. I should. I do not wish to spend the rest of my life married to a ghost.
I think this cold is freezing.
It is just hard to envision that one can be lucky enough to find true love twice. I am sorry. Let us not discuss the matter further. Your current companion seems more than capable. You would be doing yourself a disservice by favoring me. Farewell.
I didn't notice you for a second. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Let me get out of your way.
Greetings. Farewell.
Watch what you're doing.
One flower festival, we went to Camlorn. The dancers on the parade didn't wear much.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend? Winterhold may not look impressive, but it has a very rich history. Winterhold was once the capital of Skyrim, you know. Quite an honor. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, calm down. Here, take this. That letter's the last I've heard of him, and mentions where he is. Now please, leave me alone.
Sometimes I go so far into my mind that I forget I exist. So if I'm quiet for a while, that's probably why. Okay, Nar, we can do this. Bye, Scrap. Victor, you're such a good boy. Star's alive. I'm alive. Everyone's alive.
I am a daughter of Skyrim. I love this land. What can I do for you? How can I serve you, my
Right.
Thane?
I'll guard you with my life.
Yes, my Thane. Do you need something?
It's an honor to serve you.
Is there anything else you need? I'm still here. How can I serve you, my Thane? Let's go.
I'll try it.
Okay, Nar. You're right. Say that, so never mind.
I sense a presence.
Nobody here now. Huh?
Come on.
Sure showed them, eh? They never knew what hit them.
I'll fix you right up, I promise. I've always been a night owl.
Last mistake.
Excellent work, Nar.
Victory. We make a good team for now.
You are very good at leading. At least, I think you are. I'm following you.
Between triumph and failure. Answer my query, and I will tell you if words have any meaning. Then it is as I feared. The people have lost the very hope that is our salvation. And perhaps I too may have counted myself among them. That is, before your arrival. A dark messenger. One final temptation to test my faith. Yours is not an opinion I agree with. The war I fight may not be a triumph, but hers was a death that could not be avoided. For the last 2 years, I have embarked on a single road. Ours was to walk its twists and turns, overcome its many obstacles. All the while believing that if I followed it to the end, I would find redemption. Only it appears the road ends here. In this hollow cave, with the corpse of the child I was asked to save. It was rumored that the child left for Eastmarch to join the Stormcloaks, in defiance of the father's alignment with the Empire. For a lord's house, the truth was far more incriminating. And for a loving father, one far more heartbreaking. Thus the Lord could not trust anyone, save an Argonian prisoner. One guilty of the child's same crime. Vampirism. Yes, the skin, eyes, and fangs are telltale signs. But some men can't be sure the same is true for other races. I was staying at an inn near the border when one of the local Nords decided to take offense with my presence. His was to challenge me to a brawl, and when I refused, he accused me of being vampire. The word was toxic. That morning, 2 bodies were found outside, torn to shreds. Unrecognizable masses, if not for the bones and teeth. Things were tense around the village, and the gods were in a hurry to solve the case and placate the locals. I made an easy scapegoat. Locked in that cell for days, I began to starve. Not for blood, but for food. Theirs was to offer me bread in exchange for a confession. It was better to die by the axe than starvation, but few can stomach either. So I did what all mortals do when there is no logical escape. I prayed. To Julianos for temperance, to Stendar for mercy, to Mara for love. And when I awoke the next morning, my cage was gone, as was my hunger. Ours is not to jest about things that are so grave. I did not escape. I was pardoned. But it was not the pardon I sought. The night before, I was paid a visit by a man, his face shrouded by the hood of his robe. In his arms he cradled an urn, filled with the dust of a vampire. The dust was to be scattered around my cell, as proof of my demise. I knew not how much coin he had passed to my jailers, but it was enough to carry on with the ruse. Outside the barracks, a carriage awaited us both. It took us to a nearby chateau, where I would meet my true employer. When they brought me before the House Lord, I told him I did not kill those men. He told me he already knew. The real murderer was his own kin. He asked me if it was true about vampires, if they formed clans, family. He wanted to know if I knew where his daughter had fled. I told him no, but I could find her. After all, I was a hunter, a member of the Order of the Virtuous Blood. So I told him why I came to Skyrim and my desire for penance. Then he made an offer. A second chance for him, his daughter, and for me. Theirs is a centuries-old order, dating back to the Oblivion Crisis. It began as merely a gathering of feeble lords, until the Divines intervened. Legends say the hero of Kvatch became a member, and trained the Order in the ways of combat. That knowledge was passed down from old members to new, and over time, the Order became more organized, and its rituals more austere. Today, members are handpicked and trained from a young age. Ours was a life cloistered in barracks and libraries, sharpening the weapons of war. We dedicated our lives to a single purpose: to silence all other voices, so that we are better attuned to listen. Before coming to Skyrim, I had spent my life hunting vampires for the Order. Much like the Vigilants, we often hunted in pairs. My partner was a Nightblade named Arlas. He used stealth and shadow to eliminate our targets, while I covered him from a distance. His was a remarkable courage. Many in the Order prefer long-range attacks to avoid the chance of infection. Arlas never deterred from his methods. Courage alone, however, was not enough to prepare us for what lay in that den nearly 4 winters ago. I watched Arlas scout ahead from afar, melding to the shadows in search of the enemy. The den was for all intents and purposes empty, yet the center table showed not a fleck of dust, and the torches on the wall were recently lit. A shiver swam up my tail like a cold fish, but I knew Arlas was safe so long as he stuck to the shadows. Until I saw the shadows themselves move. The shadow spread its wings, as did the others, cloaking the room in darkness. They came from above, like bats descending on their prey. Ours was to call to my friend and reach for my staff, trying to shield his escape with fire. We barely made it out alive, but not unscathed. One of those foul demons had raked its talons across Arlas's back. All I had to do was look into his narrowing pupils to see the infection had taken root. Ours was to ask for his last request. He said, "Cure me." I thought it was a joke. He always made me laugh. Now I know the extent of my folly. Months later, I discovered his journal while putting away his things. It seems he had anticipated infection from the moment he joined the Order. He had been corresponding with a mage named Valion. A mage who was studying a cure. Yours is truth I once believed. But in the years that followed, I was riddled with doubt, wondering if I should have done more for my friend. Then I met the nobleman, and once more my faith in the Divines and the Order was restored. But now that his child is dead, I am once more lost. Perhaps it is our meeting that will help me find my way again. Vampire dens have always been notoriously easy to track. Theirs is to cling to the fringes of a major hold, close to the road where traders pass. That is where a runaway vampire would seek shelter amongst her kind. This one, however, had spent her entire life in the care of her noble parents. Hers was to run to where no one else could find her. The caves and nooks where darker forces wish to carry on unseen. It was a hunch, but with nary a lead, ours was to rely on chance. So I listened for rumors of necromancy first, and vampires second. There was an argument at the Bee and Barb about some nefarious activity near Source Stone. Some claimed it was black mages, others said vampires. Ours was to follow the lead here, to Boulderfall Cave. One could only pray to Arcade that our arrival was not too late. Such duplicity is unworthy of you, and all mortals. Ours was to pray for her safety and safe return. But prayers alone were not enough. Not if the child had no intention of being cured. I had expected to find a girl frightened, ashamed, her face peaked from the ordeal. Hers was not. One of the bodies that lies here was once a highborn, the kin of a noble. My old friend Arlas had a saying: sickness is a virtue. The healthier a vampire was, the more often he had fed. The girl left me no choice. Hers was an existence that lived to feed, to milk the blood of those around her, including the unfitting necromancers that took her on as an apprentice. Someday, I will return to that village and tell her father a lie. It is not one that can be told right away. I will tell him she was a sweet girl who ran to protect him. A girl who laughed, who danced, and who loved. A girl who sought a cure, and in the absence of one, took her own life. Ours is to tell him she achieved everything we hope to out of life in a quarter of the time. It was a question that was asked of me whenever I began to doubt my faith or the side I have chosen in this fight. Ours is a life consumed by blood. I have lost family to wars great and small, wars on the battlefield and in the mind. Wars blur the lines of morality, until we know not whether victory is a triumph of the spirit, or a failure to be civil. Only as members of the Order of the Virtuous Blood, ours was a resolve that could not favor, even when our foes wore the faces of children. What is the meaning of war? It is to fight for a cause that is absolute, against an evil that deserves no clemency. If sanguine vampiris is merely a disease, one that can be cured, then my faith is once more cast into doubt. Ours was a childhood raised to do one thing: hunt vampires. I know of no other life. A mantra of self-defense is ideal in theory, but an infection must be cut off before it spreads. Action must be taken. Ours was to stop it by curing the diseased. Theirs was to decline that choice. And yet to hear your words, I am left in doubt. Perhaps there was another way. A way to convince the girl of her mistake. One that I was trained by the Order not to see. When I was young, my mentor told me a tale of the peasant who found a stray cat living in the alley behind his house. His was to bemoan its presence, but weeks later, he found that the cat kept his home free of vermin. The peasant grew quite fond of the cat, until one day it bit his leg and infected the man with a terrible fever. The peasant, who had never been ill a day in his life, finally went to see the city alchemist, whom he had stubbornly avoided all these years. It was love at first sight. But who is to say how the peasant would feel the next day? All he could do is take that chance. I wish to follow you on your quest. I do not know to what end, but ours is to trust in the will of the Divines. Ours is to wait here for more of her brethren. The girl may have taken a liking to some of them, and chosen to infect rather than kill. If you're in need of a companion, however, I will be honored to journey with you on your quest. It appears you have someone with you. I would rather not be a burden to you both.
Finally, you're back. As you will, my Thane. I will protect you with
Ready
my
to move?
life.
Lead the way, my hero.
What's on your mind? Alright, I'm ready-ish. See ya!
Do some testing on this new weapon. I was thinking a live target would be helpful.
Are you mad, woman? After the trouble I've gone through.
Fine. You could have just said no.
I knew it would come to this one day. I knew. And no one believed.
Cozy little place, isn't this? This is fine for now, but we can't stay holed up here forever. For those who cherish memories of loved ones, their compassion often conceals the beast. Our compassion compels us to destroy it. Speak with Isran. He has something for you. Keep yourself armed and protected as best you can. Fight bravely, friend. Our sense of what's right is what's... What do you need? Blades, armor, smithing materials? Keep yourself armed and protected as best you can. Fight bravely, friend.
How do you feel? I'll buy whatever you're looking to get rid of. See you.
What do you need?
We're not going to have a problem with your little project, are we?
I told you, I've prepared for this. It's going to work.
There's enough for us to fight out there. I don't need us having to defend ourselves within our own fort.
If you're so worried about the trolls, why agree to let me go ahead with it?
We don't have many other options, do we? Be on your guard at all times. Avoid sleep if you can. Sleep is for the Jarl's in danger. A vampire plays as a visiting advisor to the court. Destroy it before it's able to complete its foul business. But be warned, the Jarl's guards are unaware of the threat, and will treat violence against this advisor as a crime. Convince the Jarl of the threat, and he'll let you destroy the creature. If not, then do your best not to get caught. Quickly now. The longer you delay, the more danger the Jarl is in. Watch your back.
I've been considering seeking out Hermaeus Mora. The possibility of obtaining knowledge others can only dream of is so tempting.
I have many important things on my mind. Your concerns are not among them. Another new apprentice, I see. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching you, all of you, very closely. Your superior and I were simply having a discussion about my level of access to the college. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. I shall be quite capable of observing everything that goes on here. I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Thalmor wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice. Perhaps not as often as he should. In time, I believe he will be more trusting.
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
And what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do? Well, your classmates certainly seem to disagree with you.
No, don't listen to her. We can do it. Just give us a chance.
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells?
When I was young, the other kids would tease me because I couldn't use magic.
That's what this lesson is for. Perfect time to try it out. Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over. There, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way.
You look awful. Better not get me sick.
Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up.
I once heard a story of a man who ate a soul gem and gained knowledge of intricate machine workings. Unrelated, how do you think soul gems taste?
Let me know if you've any... Yes, Thane. Be careful.
Did you need something, Nar? I'll be around. Hopefully I can latch back onto my train of thought from before.
On your mind? I'll stand guard until you get back.
Found it doesn't matter if others agree with you. If you think something is right, you should do it, regardless of others' opinions.
You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Hold still. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please. I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthal nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
Sarthal? Isn't that some Nord thing? Do we actually have to go, or is this an optional field trip? I can think of a thousand other things I could waste my time on.
Receive a real education in the
Exploring the
schools
college
of magic.
grounds, for example.
Before you even ask, yes, I have an ancestry steeped in magic, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I know Winterhold used to be full of my kind, and no, I don't care that they're all gone now. Does that cover everything? No, I suppose we haven't. Brillina Marion of House Telvanni. First of my family to leave Morrowind in a long time. Now I'm here to study conjuration. That's what's important. Not really. Just that it's very, very old. It was one of the first cities of men in Tamriel, I think. Didn't you know? Before the Oblivion Crisis, many elves called Winterhold their home. More visited the college from Morrowind every year. After, growing distrust of magic made life difficult for many. Some left rather than endure the growing hatred from the local Nords. Others returned home after the Red Year, when Vardenfell erupted and caused much destruction. Winterhold itself died in the years between then and now. What's left out there is a husk. Only the college really remains. I know I don't like the way he looks at me. I can't tell if he expects me to blow myself up or to try and murder him, but he clearly doesn't trust any of us. So far, if only because no one is telling me how great I ought to be. I just want to learn. I don't want to think about what's expected of me. I'd better get going.
So what? Lead the way, my hero.
Oh, good. Alright, I'm ready-ish.
Finally, as you command, my Thane.
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary. An elf that studies stars? Where did you hear about that? No, I wouldn't. Why don't you head into town and get a drink at the Frozen Hearth? I hear old Nellicar still has a room there. He knows a lot of stories, that one.
That studies stars, huh? I'd like to talk with him for my own reasons.
Do you feel all right?
The mages don't let us go in the college. They said it's not safe in there.
No. Well, not my cargo anyway. But I did lose family. The Autumn Gale was my ship, and I loved her like a daughter. I don't know about that. Children tend to disappoint you. The Autumn Gale never did. At least until this recent turn of events. Divines only know. The wreckage is too far down the trench to offer any clues. But while we can't salvage the ship, we can salvage her reputation. And, more importantly, the reputation of my business. Not a single one. A great tragedy indeed. How am I ever going to replace such cheap and skilled labor? Fortunately, I hadn't paid them their wages for the last few months. That takes some of the sting out of it.
Asher says his pa says the college makes lots of bad things happen. But the mages I've seen look nice.
Welcome. Let me know if you want it. Think I got a clean mug around here somewhere.
Unless you're bringing me another round, you can just keep walking.
Let's sate that appetite. Be careful.
Dagor and I have an understanding. He gives me privacy, and I make sure my experiments don't blow up his inn. Who sent you? Was it the college? The Jarl? We agreed there would be no more questions. Just calm down. I'll tell you everything. What do you know about soul gems? They are, except the gem is always consumed. They're frail, except for one. Azura's Star, a Daedric artifact that allows any number of souls to pass through it. Some of us wanted to find out how. I was working under Malin Varen then. If only we knew what he was really planning. Malin wanted to alter the star. He was dying, disease. He thought he could store his own soul inside, become immortal. It drove him mad. Students started dying. Eventually, the college exiled him. He took a few loyal disciples to Ilinalta's Deep and vanished. Look, I don't care who asked you to find the star, but don't take it back to Azura. The Daedra are evil. They're the reason Malin went insane. Azura is no ordinary Daedra. She commands an entire realm inside of Oblivion. The more Malin worked on the star, the more she was able to damn him. It started slowly at first. Malin would see things that weren't there. Then he would yell at students over words they hadn't said. Then one day I walked in and Malin had killed a student, and in a horrific moment of inspiration, he started using her soul for his work. The college would agree with you, but do you have any idea how many innocent lives were cut short just so Azura could have revenge? We're nothing to the Daedra. Pawns to move around, praise and punish as they see fit. I mentioned how the star is a soul gem, only it never gets depleted. There's another rule the artifact follows. You can only store white souls in the star belonging to the lesser creatures. Azura's magic won't allow black souls to enter it. As a mortal, Malin's soul was black, so part of his work was breaking past Azura's rules. He was close before. Well, I already told you. Until next time.
mercenaries when exploring the ruins of Cairo, but they were a bit scary. Oh no, you are safe, okay? Oh.
He makes
Wow.
such a good
I think I'm really getting the hang of this fighting thing. Get this one!
This fight is bad as spares.
Only a fool lets himself get surrounded.
Nar, I am looking forward to our next Dwemer ruin. We're going... I'll be around. Well, bye, I suppose.
So what now? I'll stand guard until you get back.
I'm still here. As you wish, my Thane.
This is exciting, isn't it? Why? Because it's old and full of dead things? Clearly, you've never spent any time in Morrowind.
And here we all are. Shall we step inside? I can certainly share a bit of what I know. Anything. Anything at all that might be of interest. That's why I adore this location. We have no idea what we're going to find. And if along the way my message about the dangers of magic should happen to sink in for a few students, that would be a happy coincidence. We're particularly interested in the prevalence of magical seals placed on the tombs here. It's rather unlike anything we've encountered. All right. Please stay close to me while we're inside. It should be safe, but it's always better to be cautious.
New here too, eh? I'd hoped I wouldn't be the only Nord, but I should have known better. Not at all. I consider it a blessing. My family was convinced coming here was a death sentence, or worse. It took years of insisting that this is what I'm meant to do. Well, look at the evidence. Nords generally don't trust magic, so it's not off to a good start. Throw in the Oblivion Crisis, which was caused by magic users, and the troubles now with the Aldmeri Dominion, who are elves and magic users. And finally, take the fact that the college is the only thing left standing after most of Winterhold was destroyed. It's all fairly damning. I know he's from the Thalmor, and that he claims to be here simply as an advisor. I also know that no one really believes that. I've been trying to avoid him, honestly. Hopefully, we can learn something from the experience. How the ancient Nords used magic. Maybe even what happened to this place. No. There's no chance anyone in authority approved this. Our ancestors should be allowed to rest in peace. Until next time.
Please be careful here.
This is a little
The site
creepy.
isn't entirely secure.
Begin to describe it.
Well, are there any questions before we begin?
I just don't know that it's right for us to be in here like this. Digging through the
Ah,
ruins.
yes. Well, why don't you see if you can assist Arniel Gain? He's one of our scholars, here working on cataloging our finds. I expect he'd appreciate some help in locating any additional magical artifacts here in the ruins. Any enchanted items will do. The usefulness of the enchantment is irrelevant. If you find anything, the class can look it over. Now let's see. What shall we have the rest of you do? Berliner, my dear, why don't you search for warding magics? Anything designed to keep people out. Don't interact with them, just identify them. All right, everyone. Let's be careful, but have fun.
To think, my ancestors destroyed the homes of Onwin's ancestors. So much bloodshed. My ancestors destroyed the homes of Onwin's ancestors. So much bloodshed. I'm not seeing signs of any warding magics at all. Either they're not here, or they were removed long ago.
Please be careful here. The site isn't entirely secured.
It's going to take forever to sit through all this. He asked far too many questions about my research. I think the Thalmor are trying to steal my work. I haven't told him anything, of course. What I'm doing is far too important. Can't breathe a word of it. What? Ah, yes, you. I remember you. You're going to help? That's fine, just don't make a mess of my work. I've only looked through a portion of this section. You can look around in the chambers just north of here. Try and be careful, all right? We don't want to damage anything. Just round up the rest of the magical artifacts so that I can catalog them. All right, then.
How in the world did that happen? Really? Perhaps the amulet is important somehow. Is there some way you can use it? Some kind of resonance. You and the wall. It must be connected to the amulet. I wonder what effect might your spell have. This is highly unusual and very interesting. What in the world would this be? Is this place? I'm not sure what to expect here. Please be on your guard.
Hold, mage, and listen well. Know that you have set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Judgment has not been passed, as you had no way of knowing. Judgment will be passed on your actions to come, and how you deal with the dangers ahead of you. This warning is passed to you because the Psijic Order believes in you. You, mage, and you alone, have the potential to prevent disaster. Take great care, and know that the Order is watching.
I swear I felt something rather strange just then. What just happened? I'm afraid I didn't see anything. Can you tell me more about what you saw? The Psijic Order? Are you quite sure about that? That's very odd. And danger ahead? Why, that doesn't make any sense at all. The Psijics have no connection to these ruins, and no one's seen any of their order in a long time. Perhaps we should take a look inside these coffins. Now, please do be careful. Who knows what we're going to find? They were a group of mages with a history that predates the Empire. Very powerful, very secretive. No one's seen them in well over 100 years. They vanished, along with their sanctuary on the Isle of Artaeum. I have no idea what connection they'd have to this place. I have no idea, but it's fascinating. Assuming it's true, of course. The Isle of Artaeum disappeared over 100 years ago, and no one has seen them since. And yet now, suddenly, they've chosen to contact you. Why, it's intriguing. If nothing else, I'd take it as a compliment. The Psijics have only ever dealt with those they feel worthy. Take a look. All right then. This is simply fascinating. This is simply fascinating. Until next time. Watch what you're doing. What was that? All your guts! Shall fear. I've never seen anything like this in Nordic ruins before. Why, just look at all these coffins. This bears closer inspection. I'd like to stay a while and examine this. You, however, should press on. See if you can find whatever this vision of yours mentioned. But if it is truly dangerous, be careful. Go on ahead. I'll be sure and catch up with you before long. Be prepared to defend yourself. Be prepared to defend yourself. Take care. defend yourself. I thought it high time I caught up with you. never imagined we'd find something like this. Why is this buried so far within Sarthon?
Is near.
Nothing seems to work. Keep it busy. I'll try to drain some of its power. I'm getting out of here. Please, someone do something.
Are you prepared for your death?
There, now attack it.
No match at all.
I'm not the only one seeing this. Boy, this is utterly unique. Be prepared to defend yourself. I have no idea. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. The Archmage needs to be informed immediately. He needs to see this for himself. I don't dare leave this unattended. Can you return to the college and inform Savos Aran of this discovery? Please, hurry. Prepared to defend yourself.
highly of you to entrust me with such an important message. But how can anyone not after what my Thane has done?
Whoa, what in Shior's name is this thing? You know, I changed my mind. This is a wonderful field trip. Do you think my skin will melt off if I try to touch it? Probably worth it. Is now really a good time? Alright, I'm ready-ish.
So what now? Lead the way, my hero.
Finally, you're... As you will, my Thane. I will protect you with my life.
Perhaps a tonal resonance between the soul gem and the... We'll talk later. Get up, Scrap.
Well, that's taking care.
Got something to say?
I'll sell just about anything if it's worth my time. Keep that in mind, will you? I do what's necessary so we can get by. Have to, since I can't count on my brother for anything. Wasn't by choice, I can tell you that. Options were in short supply. Branmir and I grew up here, and nearly any money I make, he drinks away. Without the coin to pack up and leave, I decided to take to trading. Very funny. I'm sure you've noticed that Winterhold isn't exactly overflowing with people. So I'll sell whatever I can. If it's worth putting a price on, you can bet I'll do it. I've been burned a few times, made a few bad deals, but mostly I come out on top. Yeah, it was stupid of me. I shouldn't have believed the story and just refused the trade. But I didn't, and now I'm stuck with this worthless junk. Some line about this clothing and Ingol Barrow. He said it was worth more than its weight in gold if I took it back there. Something about placing it back in Ingol's chamber, I don't know. What was I thinking? Even if it were true, I'm not setting foot in some ancient tomb filled with who knows what. I don't even care anymore. You want to check it out? Fine. I'll sell you the thing for 50 gold, and then it's your problem. Fine, here you go. You get killed on account of this thing, it's not my fault. Got it? But I suppose if it does actually turn out to be worth something, let me know, will you? Aye.
What was that?
Greetings. Each book is a cleverly crafted tale that hints towards the ideals of a... However, For instance, of course, the chain continues until one reaches the destination. I'm afraid not. The texts are evidence, and the methods Galerion used to encode the journals must undergo further study.
Mayor, next. Good to see you.
Until next time.
A moth priest? What in oblivion do you need a moth priest for? Fine, fine. Sometimes they go out looking. He stopped in to do some research in the library, then left for Dragonbridge. If you hurry, you might catch him there. Hello, my friend. There are more books to be recovered and secured here in the Arcanium. Well, all right. Here. I scribbled down the last place I'd heard about. Check it out, but be careful.
If you think something is right, you should do it, regardless of others' opinions.
All right, then.
adventurer, tell me something interesting. Give my brain something to chew on.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. Personally? No, not I. One of their number used to advise the Archmage when I was but an apprentice here. But that was a great many years ago, before all the members of the Order were called back to the Isle of Artaeum, and it disappeared entirely. Please don't tell me that another one of the apprentices has been incinerated. I have enough to deal with right now. I see.
That's it.
I trust that Tolfdir will provide a more specific explanation. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Tolfdir normally looks after your little group, yes? Since he's apparently occupied, and I will need to see this discovery for myself, I think perhaps you should begin researching the subject. Speak with Urag in the Arcanium. See if he's aware of anything that matches your discovery. And good work. The next time you find yourself exploring Nordic ruins, perhaps this will be helpful. All right then.
Yes, the Arcanium! Let's go! Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Let me get out of your way.
I care little for idle conversation, but perhaps you need help with conjuration magic.
Hello. May your next fight bring you victory, friend. I know what you want. Word travels fast around here. Discovered some big mystery, huh? Well, you don't even need to ask. No, I don't have anything for you. Not anymore, anyway. I said not anymore. Orthorn stole a number of books when he ran off to Felglow Keep to join those summoners. Some kind of peace offering. I think one of those volumes may have had some relevant information. If you want them, you'll have to talk to Orthorn.
I can't believe this mage fellow stole those books.
He was an apprentice here at the college. Not very skilled, but got involved with a group of mages who took a liking to him. When they left, he took off after them. Stole supplies and books from the college. I suppose as a way to ingratiate himself. Let's just call it a difference of opinion with the college. They were interested in research that goes outside the bounds of what the college allows, so they were persuaded to leave. Assorted books, scrolls. I'm sure you'll find something useful. not enough to bother with. Archmage Aaron's approach to these things is just to let them sort themselves out.
Even when I wear thick gloves,
Although now it looks like
somehow
you'll
metal
be
pieces
doing the
always
sorting.
jab through them.
Good luck with that. Good hunting.
You there. I have questions for you. You were in Sarthal, yes? It has come to my attention that something was found there. I know full well that you have. Please, do not insult my intelligence. Tolfdir is still there now, is he? I shall expect a full report when he returns. Something was discovered in Sarthal that was significant enough that Tolfdir sent a new member of the college alone to deliver word. That sounds precisely like the sort of thing that should matter to everyone, especially me. Thank you for your help. You may go now.